In many of my past videos, I've talked about the ecosystem found across eastern Washington and Oregon, known as the sagebrush steppe, which contains many different unique species that are specialized to live in this kind of ecosystem. The sagebrush steppe in and of itself also has some endemic species that specialize with living in the sagebrush steppe, one of which includes the sagebrush lizard, which is the species that I've already talked about, but the other is the Pygmy shorthorn lizard, a pretty unique species to this region as well. But what exactly is it, and why is this one of the most unique lizards, or reptiles in general, of this ecosystem? The Pygmy shorthorn lizard is a small, 1.5 to 2.5 inch lizard found throughout the sagebrush steppes and deserts of the western US, from central Washington to Nevada and California, and as far east as the Snake River Valley in Idaho. The species itself is part of the family, and I hope I pronounce this right, Phrynosomatidae, or the North American spiny lizards, a group found throughout the southern half of the North American continent. They are a part of the genus Phrynosoma, which are the horn lizards, and amongst them, the shorthorn lizard is the smallest species. If you look at this lizard, you can see why it's called a horn lizard, or as many other people would like to call it, a horny toad. They have spines all over their upper body to help with protection, as well as camouflage, which, along with their patterns, which can vary between gray, tan, brown, or even yellow or red, can help them to hide amongst the vegetation and substrates in the environments they are found in. If camouflage doesn't work to protect them, they will also do this thing where they inflate themselves and make themselves look bigger, which they do to intimidate predators. And if that doesn't work, they can simply burrow underground and hide away from predators. Throughout their range, these lizards mainly live amongst the sagebrush steppes and arid deserts of places like the Columbia Plateau, the Eastern Cascades, and the Great Basin, as well as juniper woodlands and open pine forests in these regions. In the habitats they live in, they mostly have to worry about predators like hawks, coyotes, racer snakes, and weasels, which is why they have all these different ways of protecting themselves. When they aren't worried about predators, they mostly move around in search of ant colonies where they feed on ants, which make up more than half of their diet, along with beetles, grasshoppers, spiders, and caterpillars. Between April and July, these lizards emerge from their hibernaculum and begin searching for a mate. After doing so, the male will mate with the female, and after about 1 to 2 months, the female will give birth to their young, which can number up to 23. And yes, if you heard what I just said, these lizards do not lay eggs since they are viviparous, meaning that they give birth to live young. It is believed the reason they do this is because of the habitat they live in, which is cool and dry, which wouldn't really support their eggs due to the climate. As they mature, the small lizards hide amongst the brush and rocks around them, hiding from predators and trying to survive in their environment, especially because of the fact that these babies can be as small as dimes. Those that make it to adulthood mature after 2 to 3 years and eventually begin mating once again, repeating the cycle all over again. Overall, while there isn't much about this species I could find, the Pygmy shorthorn lizard is basically one of the most interesting lizards that lives in the Pacific Northwest. The fact that they give live birth in and of itself makes these lizards, kind of strange compared to the other ones that live in the sagebrush steppe. Today they are considered as least concerned in their range, although in some parts of their range they are considered a species of concern, specifically in Washington due to habitat loss and agriculture. They're even considered extirpated in British Columbia because of the same reasons. However, they seem to be doing well throughout the rest of their range, so hopefully the Pygmy shorthorn lizards continue to survive, as they are some of the most interesting lizards living in the sagebrush steppe of the Pacific Northwest. So that's going to do it for this video. This one's going to be a bit of a shorter video than my previous ones because I really couldn't find that much information on the Pygmy shorthorn lizard, and so I had to make this one a little bit shorter because of that. I do hope, however, to make more videos now, and this will be the first of many more that I hope to make throughout the year, not just on this channel but my other one too. So stay tuned for that, and I'm hoping to make a couple more like larger, more longer videos too. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe, and if you guys have any other recommendations for me to do, or for like any other ideas, or just basically anything else, leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time.